I had a bagel with cream cheese, chicken noodle soup, grilled cheese. I felt like 6 meals and like I could barely eat them today.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Listen,
There's gonna be a lot of cheers on this
bitch
one.
gotta eat.
He said he gotta eat.
A bitch gotta eat.
Alright, guys, so welcome to Nation Podcast. I might change the name because I don't really, I gotta get some more like, you probably gotta be creative.
Yeah,
We probably can create something today with these ladies to have something more spiteful, more fun.
A little evil.
Definitely.
So my name is Matthias McKinnon. You know me, I grind 55, business owner, entrepreneur, all that great stuff. You know, I wanted to get some of the ladies' opinions about, you know, what's going on. But before we even get into that, you know, I want you guys to introduce yourself, you know, to the people.
Sick. I'm Amanda. We're filming in my studio today. I do creative marketing. I'm a photographer. I was published in Vanity Fair. I did weddings for 5 years upstate, from Lake Placid all the way down towards Albany. But now I do mostly creative marketing. And I'm excited to share my thoughts today. I'm very excited to hear what the men have, questions about. I'm happy to answer.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if they're gonna like what I have to say.
Listen, opinions, that's what we have here.
Yeah.
I'm Mafe. I do modeling for a living, and I can't wait to hear all these questions.
Oh, yeah, it's spicy. They like, I'm gonna start nice and then we build them up.
I want to get spicy.
Right to it?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I want to know.
We gotta go right to it.
I have some shit to say.
All right. So first, let's go into, you know, I guess, why did you pick you guys' careers, like the careers that you have right now? You know.
I can start. I feel like
oh, that's it.
that's it.
Face card.
I feel like it allows me to be confident and just be creative with everything that I ever want to portray about myself. And I just love really like, it's so fun.
You eat it in front of the camera, right? Eat it up.
I don't know, I just love putting together a vision that people have, putting it together, being able to do that for them.
You're super creative also.
So that's how you guys met, through modeling?
No.
There was,
we've just been like secretly love each other over Instagram for like years.
on end.
And then we saw each other out like in a club, like what, 2021?
Right after the pandemic, everybody's
I mean,
up
that's
there.
We've literally followed each other on Instagram since like 2000, like 18, 19.
Yeah, probably.
We never really talked, and I saw her one day, and I knew she was my soulmate. I've been waiting for her.
Yeah, we got one of those. Everybody has a soulmate.
And here we are now.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
The women, I don't know, the women in my life are all my soulmates.
For sure.
And
I have a question. Why do women, I feel like men, like, women are more like to ride for women, if, say, for example, if a man and a woman together and the man cheats, right? And then say a woman, whatever, they will find the girl he cheated with and become friends with her. Why is that so? I feel like that's crazy, ain't that?
I feel like as girls, there's just so much. This is gonna sound horrible, but there's so much hatred for men as it is. That's just something we bond over, really.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's, you know, and of course, there's gonna be something to talk about if you get cheated on and you were the girl that somebody cheated on somebody with. There's a lot to discuss there.
see, I respect that too, and I can gravitate towards that sometimes, but I also feel like I have a little bit different of opinion where I hate the word like girl's girl.
Oh, of course.
I think it's used in a way to almost like bond women like in this hatred over men. I think they're very I don't like connect with people that bond over the hatred of somebody. I think that's a shallow
For sure.
relationship, and I think a lot of people can bond over like the mutual like dislike for somebody. I would never call myself a girl's girl. Like, I'm a human's human. If you're like, regardless of your gender, I have dude friends and I'll ride for my homies till the day I die. I have girlfriends, I'll ride for my girls till the day I die. But I don't know. I think that sometimes with like exes, I think that girls like they'll get fucked over and then they'll reach out and be like, oh, bitch. And then like they'll be like, no, fuck, you did it to you too. And then you become best friends.
What about like before you even get a relationship? Like I had situationships, you know what I mean, where you know, I would talk to one girl and I talk to another girl and then one girl find out talking to her, but I wasn't dating them. You know what I'm saying? How does that work from a female perspective? You know, I feel like women think dating differently than men. You know what I'm saying?
Do you say they're not dating, or you say you're only dating, and you tell
was there communication beforehand about it?
No, so it was so it was no communicating on like, oh, you're mine, you know what I mean? Like you're mine.
Yeah, like we're exclusive.
We're not talking outside of this box.
Yeah.
It was never that. It was just like, you know, we was flowing and you know, I think the conversation never got.
I feel like for a lot of girls, it's very necessary to have that previous conversation of like, hey, like not necessarily like we're exclusive, but the opposite. Like we're not.
You're doing your own thing.
We're just doing like
we're cool.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of girls definitely need that kind of conversation for sure. Otherwise, they think that you know, like it's a whole relationship and we're just going somewhere else that it's not going. But
I'm like heavy on communication.
for sure.
Maybe I communicate a little too much. Like,
but
like even like I'll say to somebody all the time, be like, listen, like I'm doing my own thing, you're doing my own thing, I respect that, and like I think that's always a great conversation. I think that also women respect that communication.
Yes,
like if you're upfront and you're just like, hey, I like hanging out with you, but like we're having fun, cool. I don't know, but then there's us. Bitches are so crazy, but men are crazy too, y'all. Everyone's crazy.
Yeah, you know what I started realizing with men, because a lot of men come to me for like, you know, women advice, but I'm like, bro, I cannot give you
why?
Advice. I don't know. You know, I have my fair share. You know, I went to college, played division ball, NFL, whatever, etc.
Yeah.
So I have my fair share of women of all different ethnicities. So I could relate to a woman more of like, damn, okay. Why am I doing this? You know, why is she feeling this way? I probably have like a 7% chance of why she reacting that way, and I'm just acting dumb. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, she like really mad at me, but I know why. You know what I'm saying? But then some men ask me like, yo, why is it hard for me to get? I'm like, first of all, we work out to get a female. That's where you lost at, because if that female ever breaks your heart, you're gonna be done, bro. You should need to work out for yourself, take care of yourself first, financially, physically, and spiritually. But men are not on that tip. They scared. I'm like, bro, just do you, but you just focusing on the wrong thing. You know what I mean?
See, I always come from this perspective that the best kind of friendships and relationships come from two people that are fulfilled on their own. You're not looking for validation. You're not looking for something in someone else. We've talked about this before too. People fucking hate themselves. There's so many people that they don't like themselves, and they're constantly looking for someone, whether you're a man or a woman. You're looking for a relationship, not because you're like, hey, I love my life, I love what I built, I love myself, and like I'm looking for someone to share that with. You're like, I hate myself, and I need somebody to tell me I'm worth something, or like, oh, dude, I was a photographer in the wedding industry for 5 years. I've seen it all. And I just became so disillusioned after working in weddings for so long, I became very disillusioned by marriage. I seen about like so many people, I was like, y'all hate each other, eh? And this like thing that should be special, where you're like, yo, I found someone that's like, we're so tight, that's my best friend, that like we are like making this pact that we're gonna fucking like see it through to the end. It's like a very performative. You're not doing it because you want that. You don't even know, you're too shallow to even understand what the vows you're saying to each other mean. You know, you're doing it because you're bored, and you want to be the center of attention, and you're like basic, and you want to get married in a fucking bar and live laugh life. Cool. You know, I don't know. I think that a lot of people have like a very skewed view of love. I don't know if that comes from media. I don't know if that comes from reality TV. I don't know if that just comes from humans' perspective of like what relationships should be. But I don't know. I think the best vibe is being like low key and becoming friends with somebody, and then seeing where that friendship goes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. No, friendship is definitely the foundation of any kind of relationship, really. Like,
I like
friends with
observing.
somebody,
I like observing.
Now, yeah, I've been like questioning, like from my perspective, because it's like, damn, you know, you kind of like build in an entrepreneur legacy, right? It's like that 30 to whatever, 40, whatever age, you're like, okay, I'm doing me, right? But I want to find somebody. But then it gets difficult because like you're in the public eye all the time. But you know it's cool because it's like you make money, you meet beautiful people. But it's like, all right, how like you question like when I'm gonna meet that person. You know?
Yeah.
That's like it gets challenging. You know what I mean? But
I think the best, like how I live and I'm going to fucking live. Are we allowed to swear?
yeah, whatever.
I'm always like, I want to observe somebody's character. I want to see how do we get along as just friends.
Yeah.
Like, how do you, like, I mean, friendship is a very sacred bond.
It really is.
Before
for sure.
anything. And for me, why would I commit myself? I think people are like, you're meeting on dating apps. I'm not on a fucking dating app. Are you like, that's crazy. I want to meet someone in real life, and you can feel instantly if there's a chemistry there. And then I like to be friends and observe each other in a friendship lens and see them go through even different challenges of life. Challenges, you know, a man pursuing a woman is very different than a man that's comfortable with her.
That's so true.
Are you the character, like I also work in marketing, and so I see so much dating as like you're marketing yourself. Is who you're marketing yourself to be, who you've romanticized, like who you want to be, is that actually who you are? Or are you marketing yourself as like, oh, this is like what I know she wants, and actually I hate myself, and this is who I wish I was, but I'm not. She don't need to know that until about, you know, a year later when she's like, oh damn, I was sold a false image. And I think the best thing is to like keep it low key, be friends, communicate. And then, like, if that turns into something more, that's a beautiful thing.
Wise words.
Wise words. Now, yeah. So, what? So, for women perspective, like when you're out in society now, it's like a whole different ball game than I think 30 years ago. It's like if you're out in society now and a man approach you, like how do you want to be approached, or you just
Respect, first of all.
We look at each other. There's like trauma. It was like the Vietnam War.
There's all the flashbacks
Right.
right there. Respect, first of all, for sure.
What does respect mean to you, Muffet? What is respectful?
I wanna be seen for who I am as a person.
How do you do that in an interaction at a bar, though? Like, how is that first interaction? How do you feel respected?
If I'm gonna be approached at a bar, I want to be asked.
Or gym, or like anywhere.
Any space where they're gonna see me physically first, I want to be approached with some kind of interest about who I am, what I like, anything about me, my name, even something that's not, hey, you look hot. Like I like the way that's hot.
And it's like, yeah, I know. Duh.
Yeah, like
duh.
thank you. Yeah. Like I know that. But it's like, if I'm gonna be approached in public, I want, and you know, for somebody to like actually like make a mark and be memorable, be respectful. Like approach me, even if you're not actually respectful, at least pretend. Like be nice. Ask me my name. How was my day? Like, what are you drinking?
I feel
you know, like there's so many things that guys can say to girls and actually be respectful, but they just choose not to.
Yeah, I feel like it like throughout the night, so say you guys were out, right? Throughout the night, it's like, oh, guys, so one guy hit on you, 2 guy hit on you, 3 guy, 4, whatever, 5, 6, 7, and then say at the end of the night that last guy hit on you, but you dodge him because of all those errors before.
Mhm.
Because you're like, I'm not talking nobody tonight, fuck him. And then what if that one guy you declined was the one that could be somebody you could really connect with?
I mean, hey, there's no way of knowing, really. You can't really predict the future, but
Right. You
it's
think
just,
if it had if
I think that's what men like to tell themselves.
Yeah,
Like, she just
it's like-
rejected me because I was the last one the night. And all that. You probably are weird. Like, you might not know.
some guys like decline
Yeah.
because it so well I had a couple predicaments with some guys. I'm like, yo, go, because they like scared of like rejection. I'm like, bro, like if you like you like that, you gotta think you like that. You gotta think you like that.
that's
You
a
gotta be
risk you
confident.
gotta take.
Rejection's
Yeah.
a learning
For sure.
experience.
Yes.
Why are you getting rejected? You can
Right.
take that and learn and maybe apply maybe what you learned
For
to
sure.
a different situation. I think that's a great opportunity. So maybe I was a little aggressive, maybe I was a little like awkward, maybe I don't know. For me, I think that women if we aren't into you,
Oh, for sure. For sure.
So what are some signs though? It depends on different environments, you know. 'Cause
I feel like the
Yeah.
first one for sure, it's if we're like actually interacting with you.
correct.
If you approached a girl and the first 30 seconds of it, minute and a half, it's just you talking to her and she's just like, yeah.
And making
Yeah,
making
for
eye
sure.
contact.
Or she's shy.
No.
That's what you want to tell
Listen.
yourself. And then, I think these guys like she's just shy. We hate you. She's not
interested. She's not interested. Like, no.
She's not interested.
There's gonna be
No.
some sort of, even if she's shy, some sort of back and forth.
Yeah.
Some sort of reciprocation for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like a nice answer. Like, oh, like I would like to know how was your day.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah.
She's not interested.
Damn.
That's
Well,
fine.
immediately. But what if you like, oh, I like your shoes. Look like. What if you just complimented her something that she really took time to put on? And that's it. Like you said, how you doing? She said, good. And then with the second question, like, oh, you have a really nice blouse or something. She's like, oh my god,
Blouse.
I
If
really.
you said blouse to me.
No,
No,
I'm saying,
You say
like,
blouse, I'm like.
no, I'm saying like, what if it's like something she really took time to like, oh, I want to look nice tonight. You know what I'm saying? She really trying to. get
I
busy.
feel like when it comes to like approaching a girl's look, especially like, her clothes and everything like that, you need to make some sort of conversation before you drop that bomb.
No.
Otherwise, you're gonna be put in the douche folder for
Oh,
sure.
shit.
For sure. If there's only one little question before, like, hey, how you doing? I like that top. No. Immediate no.
Because we're
Immediate
saying
no.
you don't like that top, you like what's under the top.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're searching for something. I don't know, shoes or like something is like, I think more chill. I love thrifting, I love vintage shopping. It's kind of like my passion and hobby. It has to be like something you kind of actually genuinely mean and connect with. And when you're approaching a woman, are you approaching them because like find something other than the physical maybe to connect with over. I think a great one is always like
find something that's not sexualizing.
So like some similar, like say like you play a sport or you do photography or whatever.
Yeah,
or
of course.
aerobics.
Find something
Like,
to
you work out, like, I feel
it's
like that's
questions. I think it's really good to be like, I think the best way to lead in and you're kind of like opening the door for there to like, let's see if there's an energy. I think the first thing is like eye contact,
Of course.
big smile. Like women
Fake smile, real
Big
smile.
smile, big smile.
Real
Eye contact and be like, how are you? And I think immediately men fail to gauge, like, if a woman is into you, I will die on this hill, you will know it.
Mhm.
You will know it. You could say she's shy, you could say this, you will know it immediately.
For sure.
And
Even if she's shy.
even if she's shy,
You'll
you will
know
know
right
it. There will
away.
be some
You'll know
kind of
right
like
away.
chemistry that you could feel in interactions. I don't know though, men, they make up fake chemistry in their heads. They think there's sometimes where I am like actually like mean to you and you're like, she's in love with me. And I'm like, ah!
For sure.
Yeah,
That
some
happens more
girls
often
be
than
like
not.
that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I think
They be
it's
like-
a good way to be like, where are you from? Yo, like, are these your friends? Like, don't start with the physical. Don't start on the shoes.
That's
Go with that
such a-
later.
Don't start on the physical.
Don't start on the physical. Start with, like, very simple, being like, yo, like, do you live around here? What do you do for work?
Interests.
I love what do you do for work?
Information.
Do you think it's environment though? Because you can think about like Miami,
Yeah.
Texas,
Yeah.
Cali,
Yeah.
and then say Glen, like not even Glennsville, New York, but upstate
Don't.
New York. You know what I'm saying? Like if you think about it, like I feel like different women from different parts, like their approach is a little different.
I think
Yeah.
You know what
my
I mean?
biggest advice that I could give when it comes to that is read the room.
Mm-hmm.
Read the room, read the person you're talking to. Of course, there's some women that if you approach and you're like, hey, you're gorgeous. Hey, thank you so much. You look great as well. You know, there's some other women if you approach and you're like, hey, like, you look stunning tonight. They're like, you're a creep. Read the room. It's not that hard. It's really not that hard.
I think you can slip in those compliments later, though. I think if you're approaching a woman, it's obvious that you're attracted to them.
Of course.
That's a given. I think that compliment is needed. I think it's important to affirm, hey, I find you attractive. You know, wait 5 minutes
Make
after
them
you
feel
guys are
comfortable
talking.
with you.
Ask them about what they do for work. Women want to talk about our careers are so overlooked.
We love to talk about
Our
ourselves.
passions are so overlooked.
But
That's
women
such a
like
great
are the
point.
market though. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like
exactly.
from my perspective, I'm like women, because that's what most of my clientele is women. You know, or whatever I do is women and vibe. I trust women more than men. I don't know what it is, but it's just like women were ride or die for me, then men will stab in my back because it'd be envy. You know, because it's like, you
I feel the
know.
same way, though. I feel the same way about my own gender. I feel like women will stab me in the back and they will forgive their shitty boyfriend for 1,000 fucking crazy arguments and crazy things, but the first fight, they're gonna cut you off. Like you meant nothing. I think that's an interpersonal thing with like men in competition with men that you feel, and women in competition with women that we feel.
For sure.
And
But I think women, like, we could go right into somebody asked about polygamy. How about the polygamy relationship? You know what I mean? How y'all feel about that? And then we kind of get deeper. Because I had women offer me, you know, older women, like, yo, this we date, I want you to be our third. But I was like, you know, I'm living in my career, so I didn't want to drop that. So how do y'all feel about that polygamy relationship? Because, you know, some people... Alright, so the question was, how do you guys feel about polygamy? But polygamy could be what? Either 2 women and 1 man, or could it be 3 women?
Yeah,
It could
it's
be
anything just
Men,
2 people.
woman, men, triple.
Yeah, I could, like, the options are infinite.
It could be transgender,
Yeah,
man.
Everything.
Her,
Welcome
her.
in. Everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome.
So how y'all feel about that from a, I guess a man asking y'all to be, or one of
Like
y'all
a
to
third.
join in to be a third, or, you know?
Is this like a unicorn situation, like a one-night thing?
Or is it like,
Or in general.
I was like, we come to agreement, you get treated, and then we figure out the household. Like, it could be
Yeah.
how we
So
put it.
you're talking like relationship.
Yeah, so it could be like, are we together? Guys, we think, like, because I know people that pitched it and they like, yo, think about it. You know, we have a kid, you have a kid, we together in the household.
Mhm.
The financial will be stable because I'm the head of general, and then y'all help the business grow X, Y, and Z. But however y'all want to put it.
I'm gonna, okay, so historically, it is, and even historically
Dating
and
back to-
evolutionary wise, it's actually very unnatural for there to be a just one-on-one partnership. Throughout history, you want to talk about the Bible?
Like,
Polygamy central.
talking about like schools and shit. Like
No,
the
I'm
schools
talking
is
like through ancient history.
because
like,
they kind of made schools like that. It's like the male is the principal, and then usually the teachers will be the woman. I don't know if you knew about that, but that's a play.
Maybe. You're saying a school is polygamy.
Basically.
What school you go to? I was homeschooled. I don't know. I was homeschooled.
I went to Catholic school. Listen,
My teacher
I
was
did-
my
I did too.
mom.
I
I had
went
the
to-
option. I would go to that
I
one.
went to Catholic school too, so I feel you.
Shit sucks.
I don't know. I think it's really interesting. I'm jaded, and I'll be honest. Like I'm gonna say right now, my opinion might not be the same as everybody. But I think y'all want to hear it. Is Yeah, I think that like marriage in our society is a very capitalist view of marriage. Women throughout history were a commodity. You had a dowry. Let's be honest, throughout history, it was like, oh, you want to make peace with my country? Here's my 12-year-old daughter. You can marry her and rape her, like as your wife. And now our countries will have peace. Women has always been like a transactional relationship. And what? It was like only in the 1970s that women could sign a check and have a bank account in her name. That wasn't a long time ago. Women have needed men. Women have needed men for security, and to be like, hey, if I secure a man, I have a future. I know my future is secure. And for the first time in 2024, we don't need one. And I think that might be intimidating too, because we're like, I make my own money. I'm speaking for myself. I make my own money. And I feel like men are a great accessory. I love, like having fun, but like it would be great to find a person that matches my vibe and that I feel like I could like take on the world with. But I don't need that either. And I think that it's a very new environment. Like women have worked years and years to be able to have the freedom to be able to have that choice and say like, I'm with you because what I said, there's a partnership, there's a connection. They didn't have that option throughout history, and throughout history, polygamy, I mean, I'm talking about thousands of years ago, even in the Bible, like, it was so normal. Like, there was multiple wives, and there was one man that was a protector, a provider, and when you were married into this household system, you were guaranteed security. And if you weren't, you really had nothing. And so, I don't know, I think it's really controversial. I think that it probably depends on person to person. I think the pitch is always wild. I love to hear the pitch. I'm like, let's hear like from a market, like what are you pitching me? Let's hear the sales pitch. Okay, let me hear it. I don't know, it depends on the people. Also, show me a polygamous couple that's not like blue-haired and fat. Like for real, like come on. I don't know, a lot of people, like, you go on TikTok and you see, like, those, like, polyamorous, like, specific, like, accounts. And it's just, like, a weird vibe. It's a weird vibe. Like, I don't know what the vibe is. It's
communication, too. Like, I feel like, I don't know if you've seen Neo. He's in a polygamy relationship. He got two beautiful women. I mean, I guess whatever agreement he did upon them, I mean, because they both was, like, models, and then you look at, Floyd Mayweather, right? Mm-hmm. So Floyd, what he does, I feel like he does like an open polygamy where every woman he's involved with, baby mother or whatever, he helps them, he supports them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So he's like, all right, baby, we want to do this, let's open this business. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what he did for, I don't think he called it polygamy, but he's had a relationship with every woman around.
I respect the shit out of that. I respect the shit out of that.
Whatever conversation.
Communication.
Yeah, it's whatever conversation you have with them.
It's the communication.
Being on that topic, can we talk about how like society just makes it so it's only actually okay and acceptable for men to have relationships like that?
Oh, you talking about like with just?
Yeah.
Women. Yeah, you know we have fun.
And it's like, it's like. From a fun standpoint.
For real, if you had a guy with two girls that were both committed, you'd be like,
what a man, what a chick. If you had a girl in that position with two guys, what is she? Automatically a whore.
Yeah. You're like,
Like, tell me I'm wrong.
Nah, you're right. You're right. A guy would be like, when a girl came, like, a girl said, I had two dudes, pipe me down. I'm like, oh, what? Pipe you down? That doesn't train.
Please God, you see me right now.
It is what it is. I don't judge, but other people judge, even with it's like sexual, because the market, they say market is sexual. Like, you look good, you have a good physique, you're beautiful, you're proportionate. Women get judged, men looked at on a pedestal. You know what I mean? I like women. I feel like they should express however they want to express their bodies how they should. You know what I mean? Because people are like, oh, you doing this? I'm like, motherfucker, you mad because you don't got legs, you ain't got a six pack, and you don't got back. Like, I'm gonna express my shit to motivate y'all to get y'all motherfuckers fat and sloppy. You know what I mean?
Sloppy. I love you use the word sloppy a lot, and especially I love that word.
Shit, but,
sloppy.
So what do women look for protection? Like, do women like protection? Because
Yes.
like with the
Of course.
let's say with the massive energy and the feminine,
Yes.
so yeah, with the masculine energy and the feminine energy, what type of man are you attracted to?
A masculine, confident man.
Mm.
I feel like that's the most important trait of a guy, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, you obviously have to be attractive, but
You
not
wanna be
talking about
attracted?
even looks on the side.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta be masculine. And, like, I don't mean, like, toxic masculinity where you just, you know,
What does masculine mean to you?
a man that's confident in himself and brings the best out of you, brings your feminine
So like
or your
potential,
feminine energy out of you.
potential, like they see potential.
Fuck no. Don't ever fall in love with potential.
No, I'm saying like they see. So like say like I feel like that's what I feel like that's where the man and the woman meets because it's like I know this girl, she's like doing her thing, but that man is like doing like he's at the full alpha state, like he's like full alpha. You're like, man, I feel like you could push it a little more, like that type of potential, like push you a little more to put a little more on the gas.
Okay, I don't need you. What potential?
So you're saying like you just full out potential? Like I know you don't need a man, but I'm saying like somebody that sees something in you that you might be missing a little piece puzzle.
I kind of get what you're saying. Like, I think what you mean, correct me if I'm wrong, is somebody that will push you to be better.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Which is different. But I get it.
So
I
you
agree.
put that in different
And
words?
yes. If I'm gonna be with a man, I don't want a man that I have to settle for, that I'll be stuck on the same spot for the rest of my life with.
Yeah.
I want somebody that will bring the best out of me,
Yeah.
like bring me to a higher point in my life, push me to be better, and will be better for me.
Right.
For sure.
Okay.
Yes.
I think that, like, what I'm looking for in a man is someone I want a protector, I want a provider, and I don't ever want this. Fuck me if I ever talk about is his potential. Shoot me in the head, take me out back, and just take me out. Been there, done that.
Never.
Been there, done that. Show me
Potential is such a
who you
dangerous
are
word.
right now. Potential, people are lazy, people are unmotivated, and people will talk the talk. Again, marketing. You wish you were that. You're never gonna be that. You're never gonna be that. Who are you now? If you're looking to get a woman, be the best version of you now.
Of course. What do you bring
And then
to the
present
table?
that to her, whether it's through working out, financially working hard at your job. I need a good work ethic. Laziness is the most unattractive thing to me in the world. I want to see motivation.
I agree.
I want to
So
see.
what about the lack right now in men? I mean, the lack
Oh,
I
what?
see.
Sloppy.
Sloppy and lazy,
Sloppy
fucking
and
smoking
lazy.
hookahs and vape like they girl. Like girls is okay smoking vape and hookah, but men should be taking care of the house. Like they should be
Listen,
taking.
I love me a man that will smoke hookah with
Oh,
me.
smoke hookah with you? Oh, you like
I'll
that?
bring my man to
That's
smoke
crazy.
hookah with me.
Let's go to learn.
But I don't smoke hookah. But yeah, go ahead. I was
But
like,
like, if that's all you have, to
There's a vibe. There's a
If
certain
that's
type that's
all
you know
you
that
have
you know
to
the
bring
type
to
is
it.
breaking up.
Of
the
course,
yeah.
I do. Like, an occasional here and there, like.
no, but what if he's all the time like out?
But if that's
smoking.
if that's it,
Yeah.
like if that's all you do,
That's your brand.
nothing else, if that's what you portray yourself as, I don't want that. Like, I don't want that. But what's that gonna make me look like? You know what I'm saying? Like, the image of my man just projects so much of mine.
Yes.
So much.
When
Because
you
I think you're like partners in that program.
yeah, it reflects on you. You're like, okay, whoever I'm with, either it's saying like it could be like a downgrade, an upgrade, an equal thing. It should be two people.
So what's a downgrade? Like what's it like? You go guys are like.
You know when you go, oh,
What's a down?
when you
This guy's
see
like,
your
oh,
friend like post something official and you're like,
Yo,
If
they did
your reaction immediately is cringe,
yeah.
downgrade. If your reaction immediately is like, oh my god, good for them, upgrade.
mm.
As simple as that. As simple as that.
I want to touch back to polygamy too.
Let's
So
go.
I
Let's
think
do
that
it.
in the next 50 years, I think that we're gonna see an uptick in untraditional relationships. I think that the relationships we see right now were very like old America, like very different, like our grandparents who grew up in such a different era. Babe, he's going to war for 3 years and writing you love letters. Like stuff. It's different. It's different. I think now that women, I think finally, and we're still working for it, have worked so hard to have the rights, so we're really on equal footing with y'all. Okay, and there's still a wage gap. There's still a difference in maternity leave.
But women own more real estate than men right now. Women own more real estate than men.
Okay, her. Yeah, that's recent.
Love that.
There's a statistic, but men have more like.
Probably because y'all lost it in the custody case.
Commercial. Yeah, but yes, you know, but yeah. So what is the freakiest thing you have done to date?
Change of subject.
You want me to? I'll tell you right now.
They're gonna censor us. They're gonna bring
I tell my freakiest woman go first, but
You
you.
go first.
You go first.
You go first. I go first.
Actually, host.
You go first. You go first.
You want me to go first? Like the freakiest.
You're wild. You had an NFL boot. Okay, so I've been out with you. There's girls throwing themselves at you too.
I be chilling, cause you be with me or whatever. Y'all be
So modest.
I'm like, y'all be with me, so I'm chilling. I mean, I take it easy peasy, but
You know, for real. But again,
freak
it's those for real.
from a Melbourne, cause I don't know, like I don't look like I'm very humble. I mean, I'm very humble, I'm very calm. You know, people look at me different, cause it's like you look at me from social media standpoint, people think I'm a dickhead, and they look at
That's
like
so fair. That's how we both
if you actually like get to know me, people are like, oh, he's actually calm. But people judge me because even being an African American, people it's a different perspective on men. I changed a lot of people from being racist to being exotic, but let's go into the freaky. So yeah, it's like very interesting, you know. It's switching now because black men is very like we're like the most diverse race to be with all type of women, you know what I mean? So with my freakiness, you know, I think the freakiest shit I ever did was like fucking, I don't even know. It was I think I would say Brazil because the shit was
Ooh, spicy.
Nah, it went to Brazil, caught like 4 or 5 bodies in one day. It was it was crazy, you know, because over there, when you go over there, you over there, you're an American man, and
Oh yeah, no, I get. Listen, being from Colombia, I get it.
no, we went to, and the
I get
funny
what
thing,
you're saying.
I was gonna say Colombia because I went to Colombia right after.
Yeah.
Colombia was a party because the woman.
So tell your mom I said hi.
You don't have to pay. You don't have to pay for like, cause some men go over there to pay women. I didn't have to pay for women. I just went over there. I went to the gym. Cause you had to go to. I went to the gym and then these women like, oh, you from America? And then, you know what I mean? Just have a little fun. But yeah, that's the freakiest thing.
4 or 5 body one day.
One day.
At the same time, or just like one after the other, just beep, bop, bop.
It was 3. The most I ever had was like a 4-something me included.
Same.
And then it was crazy, but yeah, but it was in. Damn, I ain't even talked about this before, but it was. And so this was how the night popped off was like my boys. Like we went to Brazil one time. Our second year, we like made a relationship with people from Brazil.
That's what you gotta do.
And then they took us out,
Yeah.
and they used us as bait. Because you use us as bait. It's like me, like we were 2-3 other black big guys. You know, we go over there. And the women they like, cause they knew from America, and they would play American music, and then they like, oh, what y'all doing for the night? And then we end up at this fucking, I don't know what it was. It was like it's like this fucking like not even band. It's like we went to the basement. It's called like it's like a party or whatever. So we went down. You pay $100.
$100.
And they give you
American dollars?
Yeah, they give $100. You go down there. They give you a robe. They give you slippers. They give you a box of condoms.
Oh, I thought that was just a cover
Here we
charge.
go. Sorry.
Now you could like these women are like fine. So we went down. Went downstairs, right, and then it's everybody. All the dudes it's people with robes. You talking about?
You're going full Hugh Hefner. You got the
Yeah,
robe
you
on.
talking
You got the balls
This is no
swinging.
cap. I wish I could record this.
I
It's
wish-
no cap. So you go in there,
shit.
it's probably like 150 women in it.
Oh my lord.
And then you,
150 women.
150 women, and then on the ends is like the people that paid for the night. So you come down there, and then like you pick who you want. I mean that's the fee, $100 going in, and then they take you to a room. You go shower, wash off, and then get right to work. So he's like, yo, 1, 2, 3, and then you know. It was mad. But that's the freaky
That's
thing.
cool as hell, though.
Yeah, it was a different experience.
I like the robe. The robe for me is like the thing.
Yeah.
What color was your robe? Was it like silk? Was
So
it
you
like
get
a
I think they had
Was it
pink,
velvet?
they had pink velvet, blue velvet, and the
Velvet.
white velvet.
Which one did you pick?
I
White.
did pink velvet.
Oh.
'Cause I did pink
Yeah.
velvet because everybody would do white velvet. So like I went pink velvet, and then like he like yo, and it's weird because like right you go out to the clubs like yo, I really want to fuck that girl. But then you go to Brazil, you're like, I really want to fuck that girl, but you could fuck her. You just go get her, yo, come here, get her friend, come here. You get 3 or 4, whatever. I think you get 4 at a time. But it was a life. I'm like, yo,
Listen, that sounds like I'm jealous.
Now because you have people like we met doctors, lawyers from Europe, like people that own, like you talking about billionaires over there. They just,
Of course.
they's like, yo, we come over here a couple months to get our sluttiness out. I'm like, fuck it.
Get the sit down. Get the sit down.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean? But yeah, so that was the.
And they go, and you could be a good boy. Get it out. Come home. See, okay, I'm gonna watch this back in 10 years and be like, shh.
Oh god.
I feel like my ideal relationship.
What's your ideal relationship?
I'd like to have an exclusive, like a relationship with a man, like that's my man. We're like together. Maybe we're married and shit. And he has money, I have money, whatever. I don't want to ask him questions.
A foundation.
I don't want to ask him
A foundation.
Oh, he fucked the nanny. He's stressed. He's stressed. You don't ask him questions. You don't ask him questions. You don't ask him questions. But I'm also jaded. I recently went through like a big divorce. I was with someone for 9 years and like gave my whole heart to that and found out like it's me and you, it's
Friendship,
me and you.
communication.
You know, but like I also like I'm not gonna ask questions I don't want to know. Our foundations are family, our unit, the life we make for ourselves. What happened? Like I don't care. Don't tell me about it. And I'm gonna deny and gaslight and defend him to the death too. I don't want to know. He's stressed out. He had a hard week. He went to Brazil. It's fine. It's when he went to Brazil. I don't know. I think we're going to see a lot more non-traditional relationships. I think Gen Z is really moving away from traditional marriage.
But they don't even know what they are.
Stuff too.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's
you got
true.
him, her, cat, X.
I don't know. Maybe in
Listen.
100 years it's going to be like there's no gender and everyone's
That's
just
gonna
like a human
I
being.
wish I'm not here.
And we're all robots and we're all like hooked into this metaverse.
Like, I feel like us as adults, we see that and we're like immediately cringe. What are they doing? What's that about?
But I feel like it's the.
Do you know? Like, do you understand? Like,
Yeah.
how beautiful it is that people nowadays, kids nowadays, teenagers, young adults, get to choose what they are. 20, 30, 50 years ago, that was not a thing.
But we feel like about the. I feel like they forcing it though. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Like
I
feel
agree
like
for sure.
the overhead is forcing it so people could
I
cut
agree.
down. You know, producing.
For sure. But listen, it's a new thing.
I think
It's
that
not. It's like you can't expect a new thing that's being brought to society to be going smoothly, to be perfect.
I think it's an important thing to discover who you are and your identity.
For sure.
Let's be honest, we all have weird, awkward phases. Growing up teenagers, I think teenagers need a little break.
For sure.
They're hormonal. They have like their frontal cortex is God knows like about 20% developed.
And they
at
have
this
freedom
point.
nowadays.
You know
Yeah,
what?
they
Your
too
kid,
much.
your kid's
They actually who they want to be.
and your kid's gonna be fine.
Also,
it
that
might
kind
be
of
weird right now,
environment.
but like talk about it.
I
Like,
agree.
you're probably gonna be okay.
Mhm.
And like I think as a parent, it's just like support them. I don't even think you need to understand them. Just be there and be that foundation. Make your home a safe place
For
them.
sure.
Be example that they need, and they'll figure themselves out. Even if that means they're like you know, expressing themselves differently and they change their minds or they don't change their minds.
So what about people
You know?
that get molested? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's real. I think that, are you saying that that's like a cause of people questioning identity?
Yeah, because like for my example, you know, I don't really speak too much on like what I've been through. I speak more on my disability and stuff that some people can relate to. But like, you know, say if somebody get molested as a kid and then they like really confused, like, yo, is that normal?
Is that my fault?
You know what I'm saying? Is that
Did that
normal?
happen because I'm gay? Did that happen like
Right.
who am I?
But they have no action of control because they like they're mental and they just can't really process it as, you know what I mean?
I think that like for the first time, we have a lot of resources that people that have, you know, 30, get over it. Oh, by the way, not real, like whatever. We have therapy, and the biggest thing is being that, again, solid foundation for your kid. Being a space where your kid feels like they can talk to you. I like almost a bit emotional right now, like being somewhere that they could go to if something bad happened, and it's like, I know, like my mom or my dad is like the first, I want to be the first person my kid goes to.
Sure.
I don't want them to be like, they're gonna be mad at me, or they're gonna say it's my fault. It's like, that's like, I'm the first person that they could go through. I want to be that. And even if I'm not, because like maybe like it's scary, like maybe you feel like you could, I've been through a lot of different things in my childhood, and I felt like even though my parents were so good, I was too embarrassed and felt so much blame that I projected that how I felt about myself, my parents would feel about me. And I think just being a space where, like, I think people need to take a little hands off their kids if they're going through something, if they're, like, going through a weird stage, if they're, like, this is how I'm expressing myself. And, like, actually, like, that's, giving them the space that they can figure it out. And I think that they're always going to come back to who they are. Maybe that's different than who you thought, or, like, whatever. But I think like teenagers and kids need to be cut a little less slack. I think they're given that, like they're expected to act like grown-ups or like have it, and it's like, dude, they're a kid, they're a teenager. I don't know. I think it's normal to like question things. I think people have a lot more words to describe how they're feeling now than maybe they were before, though. At the same time,
And
that's confusing. That's confusing. And then there's also like another set of people that, you know, I think they might enjoy the attention that they get from like labeling themselves. I once talked to someone that was from Europe, and they said Americans are so obsessed with labels. So obsessed with labels. They said it was so weird. Like in Europe, like no one even talks about if I'm gay, straight, bi, trans. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It's like this obsession with labeling, because again, I hate myself and I want to belong to something. I know a lot of people feel like affirmed by like saying this is who I am, and I respect that. At the same time, there's like almost like an obsession, like I have to label myself. If it's like one thing or another, or even like I'm emo, I'm like coquette, I'm like cottagecore. Like we see trends, like some
There's
people
I feel
labeling
like
themselves. There's such a
nowadays
pressure on kids.
there's a very big like social obligation to belong somewhere.
Yeah.
With a group, with like some kind of group.
Yeah.
That can be hard to deal with, honestly. You know, if you don't belong to the normal group, I can even like explain how tricky that would be.
Especially in States,
There's just so much in society like pushes onto people, like kids, teenagers, young adults, old people. Like everybody is supposed to belong somewhere, otherwise you're not.
You don't matter.
You're not okay. You don't matter. There's something wrong with you.
Good. I say too, like I'm a weird art girl. Like I'll live by that day. I like will be like, if my Instagram post flops, they don't get it. They don't get it like I get it. Like be okay with being weird. Be okay with being different. Give people a little like break. Your kids will figure it out too. If you're a strong, stable foundation for them, and also like maybe if they say like if they're like exploring something you might even feel a little uncomfortable with, give them a little leash. I
Right.
think that they'll come back. Like, it's just about you. If you're a man, be that father, that example to them, and show them like who you are, like what that means to you. And I think that everything will like really regulate itself out. You know?
I feel that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you still gotta answer the freakiest thing.
I'll start. Okay, you want to go first?
You go first.
No. I'm bi, and I feel like I have a lot of girls that are like bi-curious, unfortunately.
It's about curious.
Like they're not necessarily like saying like I'm gay and bi, but they're like, oh, like I would just like want to know what it's like to be with a girl, but like I would never actually like. It's a little toxic too. Like, oh, I don't know.
It's controversial. For
A
sure.
lot of like women that have like actually been the most like aggressively like into like coming on to me have been girls that are straight and that are like, oh, I have this
They want to
fantasy, like I have this fantasy. We have a little bit of tequila. We're all like lesbian at the end of the day. But I one time I was at my friend's and they rented out this like big lake house. And I had these two like older women. I had these two older women. They were like late 30s, older 40s. Stunning. No. I look from this angle. Does my tummy look weird? Do my boobs look weird? Blah blah. Baby girl, I don't want you to ever think about that. I want you to be so in the moment, and the only focus is like about you and giving you pleasure. And I think that with men, a lot of times women don't feel safe enough
For sure.
to like feel like that. And like I like genuinely love making women feel like safe enough to like actually like enjoy it. And it's there's a difference. Oh, there's like a huge difference. I love it.
For sure.
Nah, but men actually like to please a woman to
Mhm.
the maximum capacity of a woman's body can handle. Or something, you know, like,
I think as women though, like we feel scared to like open ourselves. And I think it's like porn. Like porn is so fake. And it's so like from the male gaze, and you
Yeah.
watch porn and you think that's what sex is supposed to be like.
Yes, it's a
I
very
watch
realistic
porn,
expectation,
and I'm like,
for sure.
I think you have to engage with them mentally, like
Yeah.
you know, like you know, be protective. Like when you hold somebody, I don't know, some people have said, but when you hold somebody in your arms, you like
Yeah.
you make them feel like that strength, like yo, I'm gonna hold you down, like I'm gonna protect you, and then you engage
Yeah.
into their soul. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
some people are different sexually, but I feel like that's like the best way to make a woman be really into that moment. You know?
I think again communication. I think you should look at a woman in the eyes and be like, I don't want you to fake. So many women fake orgasms. Y'all think we
What
don't.
about somebody say, I want you to love me. Like they look at you and I want you to I want you to be engaged.
But also just feel safe that like it also doesn't have to look sexy. Some like orgasm, like actual pleasure. We're watching porn and it's like
And
very
it's not
aesthetic.
like that.
It's very aesthetic, and it's just like forget all the aesthetics. Don't think like if I'm writing a dude, I'm like in my head like women are we're very in our heads.
For
We're
sure.
thinking, how do I look on top? Does my ass look
That's
good at
a
this
given,
angle? Do
yeah.
my boobs look good at this angle?
So you think reassurance during sex is good?
Reassurance during sex is so important. I think the sexiest thing you could ever say to a woman is saying, baby, like you don't
You do it
promise me. Actually look at a woman and look at her in the eyes and say, promise me that you won't fake it tonight.
For sure. I think the
Don't
most
fake
important part of having
anything.
sex
Let
with
me learn your
anybody.
body. We're all different too.
People be fake.
So
I like that.
fake.
Listen, I did never, but yes.
Yeah, but I think it's like
Really? They just do that to get it over with type or like
no, I think it's like you wanna like I think like also women feel like we're so much slower to orgasm than men. We take so much more time.
it's looking fuck.
All their lives we're so different.
Yeah,
People work
yeah,
some girls
of course.
different than another, and hookup culture is so difficult
Yeah.
because I don't think a girl like it's very rare for a girl to actually orgasm in a hookup, and if they do, I promise you they're probably faking. I promise you.
And even
Everyone's
then, like,
so
you know, it's a given.
different.
Yeah.
It's
It's
You know, it's
so
like an actual
different.
fact.
This man's been lied to.
Don't be a donkey.
Like, for guys, I'm dead. No, but like, that's specifically, like, it's a fact that guys are more visual. For sure.
Mhm.
For girls, it's mental.
Yeah.
If, as
That's
a woman,
weird.
if you don't feel comfortable and safe
You can't
and
come.
appreciate it, if you don't feel hot
You can't
and
come.
sexy
Mhm.
as a woman when you're having sex with somebody, you're not gonna do it. No. If
Nah,
you're
yeah,
just,
I could relate to that because I feel like the best sex I ever had was like I feel like that woman stimulated me a different way.
yeah,
You know?
it's like you're feeding each other.
Mhm.
You know, not just like I'm having sex with you, I'm
It's
fucking you.
connection.
It's like I want you,
Yeah.
you want me.
Right,
I
right.
want who you are, and you want who I am.
Yeah.
Opposed to like, what are you giving me? What am I giving you?
Mhm.
Or
Yeah.
even like, okay, like the pressure of being like, I have to perform because I'm thinking about all the other girls he's fucked. And I want to be the best one he's ever fucked. And I want to look the hottest. I want to write him the best. I want to do that. That's not going to get you to come either because we're so focused on you and we're so focused on like the competition.
Yeah.
And a woman, we can give you the best ride of your life. You're gonna have the best time of your life. But it's also not necessarily like woman focused. I actually, shout out, I specifically, I don't go on Pornhub, I go on bellisa.co. And it's a woman produced porn website. It's very different.
Yeah, you got a porn site now.
Yeah.
He's
It's
like,
very
hold on,
different.
let me write it
It's very different. And there's a difference, and you can actually like tell even the positions or like how long like they
I'm
take to
actually
focus on that.
that.
It's a very, very different.
Fun fact.
I don't
Yeah.
even
I stopped
know.
watching porn at 21. I'm 30 now.
Hell
Smart
yeah,
man.
dude.
You know why I stopped?
Oh, yeah.
Because I stopped watching because I used to get like gray blood cells. Like, because you got gray blood cells, you got white blood cells. But I started being depressed and like I wasn't really my full potential, my mental. So I tell a lot of my guys, I'm like, bro, watch some fucking porn. That fucking got me fucked up. It's like,
People
Dude, I
don't
love that
realize.
you just said that. I love
Yeah,
that
for
you just
sure.
said that.
People
Even
don't realize that porn is like a really big addictive.
huge.
In a
It's
bad way.
it's a dopamine release. It's like any addiction. And when you're coming, when you're orgasming, you're having a massive rush of dopamine, and it changes your brain.
Yeah.
When I watch porn, it's usually with a partner. I like to watch porn with somebody, and I like to be like, oh, baby, like, let's do something fun tonight. Let's copy them.
Yeah.
But we're looking at each other at this whole time, and we're connecting. And I choose specifically, again, bellisa.co, porn that's actually like very, like it's different when it's produced by a man from the male gaze versus a woman from the female gaze.
Realistic.
And yeah, any kind of act that is like a dopamine release is addictive, and a lot of men don't understand that changes your brain chemistry,
It
it
really
changes your
does.
women,
right.
and
Because I dealt with a woman. She was watching porn because we was long distance, and like sex wasn't sex. You know what I mean? It's like it just wasn't. I'm like, why does it take us so long to fucking crumb? Like, I'm like, yo, like, this shit doesn't make sense to me.
yeah,
So I'm like, she must be pleasing herself because like you please yourself, then somebody else please you is a different effect. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah. So that shit, I put that shit out the window.
Also, our bodies become very used to specific stimulation. And once you, like, if you're jerking off to porn and you're used to one type of stimulation,
Right.
it's actually very difficult to achieve pleasure through another person or a different type of stimulation because we're like classically conditioned. At the end of the day, we're animals, and you're going to condition yourself that, like, okay, I do this stimulation and I see these visuals, and that's how I achieve orgasm.
Yeah.
And then you get locked in this like routine, and your body, it's normal. That's not like it. It's you're training your body just like anything. And so yeah, a lot of men don't understand that, and like they aren't being able to have like a connection with a woman through a sexual experience because of porn, but B, they don't know how to please a woman because they're watching porn that's male gaze and it's
Yes.
performative, whether it's through the positions. That position looks really hot. The G spot is all the way on the other side, actually.
It looks really good
so
camera angle, but that doesn't
surreal.
feel good for a guy or a girl. And it will be fun for a guy. There'll be certain positions where I just want to show off a little bit. It's fun, but that actually isn't gonna make a woman come.
Yeah. Listen, don't get me wrong. I've had sex with both ends of the spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
Guys that just do it for, the performance part of it, really. And then guys that know what they're doing to please the person they're with, as well as themselves. There's a very sweet in between. I don't mind doing positions where it's not getting me anywhere, but it's fucking hot.
But yeah, exactly.
But
exactly.
I'll be so willing to do something like that as long as I'll be pleased at the end of the day, and you'll be pleased. If that's what you're focusing on, the performance part of it, goodbye.
You have to talk about your naughtiest thing you've done.
I'm not gonna let her get away with it.
Yeah, you can do that.
Alright, I'm gonna talk about the second, naughtiest thing I've done, and okay, it's really not that bad. First of all, let's get that.
Comment down below if you want Muffin back in the pod to tell her your
Oh
number
yeah,
one
you
naughtiest
follow
thing.
her to IG,
Okay, disclaimer. I got married very early on in my life, and then I overlapped. I got into another relationship. So there's not much out there that I've done.
She's a serious relationship girl. We've been working on it.
Unfortunately,
She's
but
50 Cent of Green type shit.
No, but she hasn't done a ton of hookup culture. She's been serious relationship to serious relationship kind of sex
Unfortunately.
specifically.
I
Hold on a
think
second.
You're partying up.
She's about to drop some of this though.
no,
We're about to go to church. Take me to church, Pookie.
And it'll shoot out. This one, cause it's an hour and a half, so it'll probably shoot out 50 short clips, and I just posted on TikTok, Instagram Shorts.
One time I took 2 MILFs and I stacked them up on each other. That will be the clip.
Story time.
I just put your bitch on another bitch and threw them both. All of a sudden she's a feminist and the bitch goes, ah! When she wants attention. Me and Kanye are the same. Yo, don't get those out for free.
I'm not. There's a hair in my
Don't get those out for free.
Not for paper cake.
Yo, I'm so excited for the story.
It's not that deep. Well, to be fair, it's my second. I can't.
Just say I pegged a man and he loved it. I pegged a girl. Is that naughtier than what I said?
Pretty good.
Not pegged.
Girls like that.
I'm a top. I wear a strap on.
No.
They have different sizes.
Girl.
I can pick from.
This
My
is
stroke
not
game
gonna work.
is
Are we gonna take turns?
crazy. You can try it out, baby. Let me see. Dude, cut this out. Promise me what I'm about to say. So me and Anna are getting ready for the Renaissance Festival yesterday. We have all these I put out a bunch of I have a ton of shit from Halloween's
Actually, you know what?
on Shit Pass,
I'll just put it.
You
and
want this?
I'm not about to sip on that.
Oh, you talking about?
I
just
had
have a high noon.
Oh, you want the high noon?
Yeah.
I had a bunch of shit laid out, leather corsets and different stuff for from we've gone to the Renaissance Festival a couple times. I have some sick costumes. And my ex walks in the room and he goes in my closet and he gets my strap on. It's a leather, hot leather strap. And he goes, oh, and there's this. I don't know if you want to wear this. He had no idea what it was. He goes, you can put this on, and me and my friend look at each other and I'm like, sweetie.
That's what I was saying.
Oh my god. Shit. Okay. Where did you leave off?
She's leaving the store.
Yeah.
She said second.
So we haven't gotten into the naughtiest thing Mom phase done yet.
Okay, so I wouldn't call it the naughtiest thing I've ever done. It was for sure one of the most satisfying sexual experiences I've ever had. And fun fact, I was not aware of the severity of it after it happened.
Ooh,
So
consequences.
this wasn't actually that long ago, but I met a guy from Buffalo. He came to visit me, and it was your usual like hookup situation. We had dinner, we went back to his Airbnb, we had sex. Great sex.
Listen.
And what did I do right after? Of course, I texted my best friend, and I was like, "Girl, life changing." I was like, "You don't even understand." It was so good that I literally told this bitch. I was like, "It was so good that I need you to try it." Like, I can gatekeep. Like,
That's a real girl. That's a
I
real friend.
just-
That's a real friend.
Like, I couldn't be the only person that I knew that had gone through that experience. So we got together the day after, we went out to the clubs. They're both not like clubbing people, so it was the whole night. It just felt like I was like, okay, like I was like mommy hen with my
Did
chicks,
you have a
just
pink
like follow me
bathrobe on?
everywhere.
Did you have a pink bathrobe
I'm not kidding. But we went out clubbing, we got a few drinks, we got along so well. They got along so well, which I was so happy about because I did tell this bitch, I was like, you better like fuck this guy. He's so good, like please do it, like I want you to. I was not expecting the night to go how it went.
I hope if he's listening right now, he's gonna be like,
He'll be good.
that's masculine. Be so masculine that your bitch is like to her best friend. It's like, you gotta try this.
Honestly,
That's a whole nother level. Continue.
I just
So good. It was so good she couldn't gatekeep.
how could you?
Damn.
Fuck up.
Anyways,
We'll tag him below. We'll tag him below.
You know who you are.
Mwah.
Love you, Cookie.
Hit me up.
Yeah, we went back to this Airbnb. We were all, of course, like so fucked up. We ended up having sex on every corner of the Airbnb.
All three of you.
Oh my. Yeah. Like everywhere. It was so good. And then like
Wait, I want to hear details. What do you mean every corner? Counter?
Yeah.
Ooh.
check,
Bed.
check,
Floor.
check.
Aww.
It was, I'm telling you, like
That shit
life changing
almost close to a dick
experience. Like that was like soul snatching shit. It was good. And then, the morning after, they had sex, like just the two of them, like in the living room while I was in the bed, like, go girl. And then that afternoon, I found out that it was their first time having a threesome. Like, her first time and his first time. Never mind. But that was just so satisfying because I was like, did you like it, bitch? She loved it. She was like, I will do it again.
America most,
Whenever I get a chance.
America most wanted.
And like, I couldn't really, I couldn't fucking believe it was that guy's first threesome ever. Like, props to
He killed
you.
it?
Props to you.
Shout out this dude.
Can we have a blip right here? Shout out to you, Luke. Like, you did your best. Cheers to Luke.
Love you, Luke.
Is he from
Love
America?
you.
DM me.
Is he from America?
Surprisingly. But
But American soil.
it was so good.
Can I tell you something?
And I also picked a guy, but
Yeah.
that's
I think that for any threesome situation, it has to be the girl, like, has to arrange it. Like, if a dude's arranging it, it's disrespectful. But if a girl's arranging it, it's hot. If a dude came to you and was like, hey, do you want to have a threesome with this girl? What would you do?
Yeah.
Kill her.
What if he's him?
Hmm?
What if he's him?
Who's him?
Like him. The guy
What
that's
if Luke
raised it
did
is
it?
him. Like, you give so much respect. Like, I'll set your...
No.
fuck no.
It's so
Who
disrespectful.
the fuck do you think you are? Like, if you're gonna be
So you're not him. Nobody's him. You know what I'm
Never.
saying?
nobody, like
The girl runs the the shit. Yeah.
Listen, like if you get an invitation, so be it. If not,
That's like a specific energy. I think that like if you're a woman, like that's a threesome's every man's like it's an ultimate fantasy. Like too, like it's really like I think it's specifically like
I
psychologically.
feel like this shit happens when you don't expect it.
exactly.
Yeah,
and
that
that's
should.
that's
the
the best
thing.
part of it.
That's
Like
the best thing.
when it
It's not-
happens and you don't see it coming.
Right.
Can I tell you something? I've never had a threesome with a guy, like any guy. Like I've never had a threesome. I've only had like girls. Like I've done things with like multiple girls.
Look,